Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Listen carefully, because something as simple as how you drink water could be silently affecting your blood sugar every single day. Most seniors focus on medications, diet, and exercise when managing diabetes, but they completely overlook one of the most powerful tools already in their hands: water. Yes, water. But here's the truth most people don't realize. It's not just about drinking more water, it's about drinking it the right way. Let me explain. When your body is dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated. This means glucose levels rise, not because you ate more sugar, but because there's less fluid in your bloodstream to dilute it. That's a hidden danger. In fact, studies have shown that even mild dehydration can increase levels of a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone signals your liver to release more glucose into the blood, raising your blood sugar even further. Now imagine this happening day after day without you even realizing it. That's why proper hydration is not optional, it's essential. But here's where most seniors make a critical mistake. They wait until they feel thirsty. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already dehydrated. And as we age, the thirst signal becomes weaker, meaning you may not even realize your body needs water. So what should you do? You need to drink water before your body asks for it. Start your morning with 1 to 2 glasses of water on an empty stomach. This helps flush out toxins, kickstart your metabolism, and stabilize blood sugar levels after a long night of fasting. Then throughout the day, drink small amounts of water consistently, not large amounts all at once, because drinking too much water in one go can dilute electrolytes and put unnecessary stress on your kidneys. Instead, sip slowly every 30 to 60 minutes. This keeps your blood volume stable and helps your body regulate glucose more efficiently. Now here's another powerful tip. Drink a glass of water about 20 to 30 minutes before meals. You wake up in the morning, you haven't eaten anything sweet, you haven't broken your diet, and yet your blood sugar is higher than it should be. That silent spike, that unexplained number, may not be coming from food at all. It may be coming from something far more overlooked: dehydration. Right now inside your body, your blood is not just carrying oxygen and nutrients, it is also carrying glucose. And the concentration of that glucose depends heavily on one critical factor: how much water is in your bloodstream. When you don't drink enough water, your blood begins to thicken, not visibly, not something you can feel, but chemically, dangerously. And as the fluid levels drop, the glucose becomes more concentrated. That means even if you didn't eat extra sugar, your readings can still go up. This is not theory, this is physiology. Your body is a finely tuned system, and when hydration drops even slightly, it triggers a cascade of survival responses. One of the most powerful of these responses involves a hormone most people have never even heard of: vasopressin. When your body senses dehydration, vasopressin levels begin to rise. This hormone has one primary job: to conserve water. But in doing so, it sends signals to your liver, telling it to release more glucose into the bloodstream. Think about that for a moment. You're not eating sugar, but your body is making more of it because it thinks you're in danger. And the danger it's responding to is simply not drinking enough water. Over time, this repeated response can quietly push your blood sugar higher and higher. Not because you're doing something wrong with your diet, but because your body is compensating for something missing: water. And for seniors, this problem becomes even more dangerous because as we age, the body's natural thirst mechanism becomes weaker. You don't feel thirsty the way you used to, so you don't drink as much. And without realizing it, you stay in a mild but constant state of dehydration day after day, week after week. And during that time, your blood sugar is being affected in ways you can't see and may not even suspect. Research has shown that chronic low water intake is associated with higher fasting blood glucose levels. In simple terms, people who drink less water tend to have higher sugar levels, even when all other factors are similar. Now imagine this playing out silently in your daily life. You check your sugar level, they're slightly elevated. You blame your last meal. You adjust your diet. But the real cause remains untouched because no one told you that your hydration habits could be influencing your diabetes just as much as your food choices. And it goes deeper. Dehydration doesn't just affect blood sugar concentration, it also affects how your body uses insulin. When your body lacks sufficient water, circulation becomes less efficient, blood flow slows down. And insulin, the very hormone responsible for lowering your blood sugar, has a harder time reaching the cells that need it. That means glucose stays in your bloodstream longer, causing higher readings and more strain on your body. Now combine that with the liver releasing extra glucose due to vasopressin, and you have a perfect storm, higher sugar being produced and less of it being used effectively, all triggered by something as simple and as preventable as not drinking enough water. But here's what makes this even more concerning. The signs of dehydration are often subtle: fatigue, mild dizziness, dry mouth, a slight headache. These symptoms are easy to ignore or mistake for something else. But beneath those small signals, your body is struggling to maintain balance. Your kidneys are working harder. Your blood is becoming more concentrated, and your glucose levels are quietly rising. Now think about the long-term impact. Consistently elevated blood sugar levels increase the risk of complications, damage to blood vessels, nerve damage, kidney strain, vision problems. And yet, one of the simplest ways to support better control is often the most ignored. Proper hydration, not extreme, not complicated, just consistent, because when your body has enough water, everything begins to function more efficiently. Your blood becomes less concentrated, circulation improves, insulin works more effectively, and the unnecessary release of glucose from the liver begins to decrease. This is not a quick fix. This is a foundational habit, and the difference it can make is profound. Imagine your body no longer fighting against hidden dehydration. Imagine your blood sugar readings becoming more stable, not because of drastic changes, but because you corrected something basic, something essential: water. But here's the truth most people need to hear. You cannot wait until you feel thirsty. Because by the time thirst appears, dehydration has already begun. And for seniors, that signal may not come at all. So the solution is not reactive, it's proactive. It's about giving your body what it needs before it starts to struggle, before it starts releasing stress hormones, before it starts raising your blood sugar in an attempt to survive. Because that's what your body is doing. It's not working against you. It's trying to protect you. But without enough water, that protection comes at a cost: higher glucose, greater strain, and a cycle that continues until you break it. And breaking it can be as simple as this: a glass of water at the right time, in the right way, repeated consistently every single day. Because sometimes the biggest threats to your health are not loud or obvious. They are silent, they are gradual, and they are hiding in the habits you overlook, like not drinking enough water. So the next time you see your blood sugar rise without explanation, don't just look at your plate. Look at your glass, because the answer might not be what you ate. It might be what you didn't drink. You sit down to eat, believing you're about to nourish your body, unaware that within minutes, your blood sugar could surge like a silent wave, rising faster than you imagine and staying elevated longer than it should. This is the hidden reality of poorly timed hydration, because it's not just what you eat, it's when you drink that can determine how high your blood sugar climbs and how long it stays there. Inside your body, every meal triggers a complex biochemical response. Carbohydrates break down into glucose. Glucose enters your bloodstream, and your body releases insulin to manage that rise. But here's where timing changes everything. When you drink a glass of water about 20 to 30 minutes before your meal, something remarkable begins to happen. your stomach prepares itself. Digestive enzymes activate more efficiently. The lining of your digestive tract becomes hydrated, ready to process food with greater control and precision. And most importantly, your body becomes better equipped to handle the incoming glucose. Scientific observations have shown that pre-meal water intake can help reduce the rate at which food leaves the stomach. This is known as gastric emptying. And when this process slows down, glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually, preventing sharp spikes that can damage blood vessels over time. Think about that. A simple glass of water before you eat can influence how quickly sugar floods your blood. It can mean the difference between a controlled rise and a dangerous spike. But that's only part of the story, because drinking water before meals also affects something many people struggle with: portion control. As we age, the signals of hunger and fullness become less reliable. You may eat more than your body truly needs, not out of greed, but because your body is no longer communicating clearly. Water changes that. When you drink before eating, it gently stretches the stomach, activating receptors that send signals to your brain, telling it you're starting to feel full. The result? You naturally eat less, without feeling deprived. And when you eat less, especially fewer refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar has less of a chance to spike in the first place. Now imagine combining these two effects: slower glucose absorption and reduced food intake. That's a powerful strategy. Not through medication, not through restriction, but through timing, through awareness, through something as simple as when you choose to drink. But here's where many people unknowingly sabotage their own health. They drink large amounts of water immediately after finishing a meal. It feels harmless, even healthy, but inside your body, it tells a different story. Right after you eat, your stomach is working intensely. Acids and enzymes are breaking down food, transforming it into nutrients your body can absorb. When you suddenly flood your stomach with large amounts of water, you dilute those digestive juices. The efficiency of digestion decreases. Food may sit longer or break down unevenly, and this can lead to unstable absorption of glucose, causing unpredictable rises and falls in blood sugar. For someone managing diabetes, this instability can be dangerous, because it's not just high sugar that harms the body. It's the constant fluctuation, the spikes, the crashes, the roller coaster that puts stress on every system, from your heart to your nerves. And all of it can be influenced by a simple habit: drinking water at the wrong time. Now consider another common mistake: drinking very little water throughout the day, and then consuming large amounts all at once. This pattern creates sudden shifts in blood volume. It can overwhelm your kidneys, and it disrupts the balance your body is trying so hard to maintain. Your body doesn't need floods, it needs consistency. Small, steady sips, spaced throughout the day, create a stable internal environment, one where blood sugar can be regulated more smoothly, one where insulin can do its job more effectively, and one where your body doesn't have to constantly react to extremes, because every extreme comes at a cost. Now imagine a different routine. You wake up and begin your day with water. You hydrate your body after hours of sleep when dehydration is at its peak. Your blood becomes less concentrated. Your metabolism begins to activate. Then before each meal, you pause. You drink a glass of water, not rushed, not excessive, just enough to prepare your body. And after your meal, you wait. You allow your digestive system to do what it was designed to do without interference. You respect the process. And throughout the day, you continue small sips. Steady rhythm, no extremes, no neglect. This is not complicated, but it is powerful, because over time, these small actions create a ripple effect. Your blood sugar spikes become less severe. Your energy levels become more stable. Your body feels less burdened, less stressed, more balanced, and perhaps most importantly, you begin to take control in a way that feels natural, not forced. But here's the emotional truth many people don't talk about. Living with unstable blood sugar is exhausting. The constant monitoring, the uncertainty, the fear of complications, it weighs on you physically, mentally, emotionally. And when something as simple as water timing can help ease that burden, even slightly, it matters. It matters more than most people realize. Because health is not just about big changes. It's about the small, consistent choices that support your body every single day. And timing your water intake is one of those choices. It's quiet, it's simple, but it has the power to influence one of the most critical systems in your body, your blood sugar control. So the next time you prepare to eat, don't just think about what's on your plate. Think about what comes before it. Think about the glass of water. That can shape everything that follows, because in the end, it's not just about eating right, it's about living right. And sometimes the difference between struggle and stability comes down to something as small as when you drink. Most people believe managing blood sugar requires something complex, expensive medications, strict diets, exhausting routines. But what if the real power lies in the smallest habits you repeat every single day? What if the way you drink water quietly shapes your health more than you realize? Because your body doesn't respond to occasional effort, it responds to consistency. And when it comes to blood sugar control, consistency is everything. Inside your body, every sip of water you take begins to influence a delicate balance. Your blood volume, your circulation, your kidney function, all depend on one simple thing: steady hydration. But here's where many seniors unknowingly create harm. They drink large amounts of water all at once, thinking more is better. But your body is not designed for sudden overload. When you flood your system with water in one sitting, your kidneys are forced to work harder to eliminate the excess. Electrolytes, essential minerals like sodium and potassium, can become diluted, and this imbalance can interfere with how your cells communicate, including how they respond to insulin. That means even something as healthy as water, when consumed incorrectly, can disrupt your blood sugar control. Now consider the opposite extreme. Going hours without drinking anything, your body slowly slips into dehydration. Your blood thickens, glucose becomes more concentrated, and your body begins to release stress hormones, raising your blood sugar even further. This constant swing between extremes, too much at once, then nothing at all, creates instability. And instability is the enemy of diabetes control. But there is a better way, a smarter way, one that works with your body, not against it. Small and steady sips of water throughout the day. This simple habit keeps your blood volume stable. It supports smooth circulation, and it allows insulin to move efficiently through your bloodstream, reaching the cells that depend on it. When hydration is consistent, your body doesn't panic. It doesn't release unnecessary glucose. It doesn't struggle to maintain balance. It simply functions the way it was designed to. And then there's temperature, something most people never think about. Ice-cold water may feel refreshing, but for many seniors, it can shock the digestive system. It may slow down internal processes, forcing your body to use extra energy just to restore balance. Room temperature or slightly warm water, on the other hand, is gentle. It supports circulation, it aids digestion, and it allows your body to absorb fluids more efficiently. These are small details, but small details repeated daily create powerful outcomes. And then comes one of the simplest additions, yet often overlooked: a few drops of lemon in your water. Lemon contains natural compounds that may help slow the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. It can support better glycemic control without adding complexity to your routine. No drastic changes, no extreme restrictions, just a simple enhancement to something you already do. Because managing blood sugar isn't always about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing things better, smarter, with intention. And over time, these small, smart habits begin to add up. Your blood sugar becomes more stable, your energy levels improve, your body feels lighter, is more balanced, less burdened, and the fear, the constant worry slowly begins to fade. Not because you made one big change, but because you committed to the smallest ones, every sip, every moment, every day. Because in the end, it's not the dramatic actions that transform your health, it's the quiet habits, the ones no one notices, that have the power to change everything.